feet, what your feet were doing. Those look like musical notes. I'm just not a very good artist. What your feet were doing, what your eyes saw, and what you thought, in that order. 3 parts of one sentence. What your feet were doing, not I was in San Marcos, not where were you. What were your feet doing? I was stepping between rows of tables. What were your feet doing? What did your eyes see? I looked around and saw teachers jotting down notes. Something to drink in front of every single one of them. Hands moving, feet moving. And then what did you think? And I thought, oh, I wish I could be here for all the time that they're going to be here. The harder thing was figuring out a good name for it, so I named it Bada Bing. It's 3 little parts in that order. I did not watch The Sopranos at that time. Do you know The Sopranos? You know Bada Bing is the name of a strip club in the show, in the series. Well, it's also, if parents ever say, I just say, well, you know, I'm prepared to say it's never come up. That expression was an Italian-American expression long before The Sopranos were around. Bada bing, it's easy. Bada bing, kids like to say it. Bada bing, they go, gangster. Bada bing, not gangsta, gangster. Bada bing. And so, that's it. My mom, here's a sentence for an example. I walked into my mom-dad's house, and I saw my mom standing in front of her kitchen stove stirring a big pot. And I thought, yes, chili. That's all it is. So I tried it out on some kids, because I couldn't know for sure if it worked until you give it the acid test, try it with live children. Testing on animals. We do it all the time. So I called out, I didn't have any children of my own in class that day, so I called out my own daughter, who was at that point a 6th grader. Matilda, I asked her, come on out here, I need you to try something. I was in the kitchen. She said, Mom, Sadie's here with me. Oh, good, a neighbor down the street, 2 6th graders. Sadie, it stands for Mercedes. Her mom named her Mercedes without the S. She didn't want it to be plural. And they said, but Tori's with us too. Tori, good. 2nd grader, completely dyslexic, hates school, hates teachers, hates reading, hates writing, has shut down at his tender age because he's never had a moment's success. He's also kind of squirrely at school, I'm sure. So could y'all 3 come to the kitchen? I need you to try something. Well, they know me well enough to know it's not going to be food. So they come troping into the kitchen, and I on my paper towel on the kitchen counter, draw these 3. But they don't have a piece of writing to revise at all. So I just ask them to think of a moment in their lives. Think of a time in your life that helped you be the kid you are today. You know, you are who you are because of your highs and lows. And think of any moment that helped you be the kid you are right now. Well, my daughter said, well, when I was singing in the talent show last year. Oh, yeah. Good one. Hold on to that. What about you, Sadie? She said, when he was born. And I said, I bet. So, yeah, hang on to that moment. What about you, Tori? Tori said, when I got my skateboard. I said, perfect. And I showed them how this works, and I pointed to each one and said, can you tell me what your feet were doing right at that moment, what your eyes saw, and then what you thought? Matilda, my daughter, said, I can't do it. Predictably, your own children won't do what you think. So I said, Sadie, how about you? We'll come back to you, Matilda. Keep working on it. Sadie said, I think I can. When your brother was born, can you remember? What were your feet doing? She said, I was walking into my mom's hospital room. See, you have to kind of point as they do it. And I saw my mom lying on this bed holding this little baby. And I thought, that's probably my new brother. Compare that to, I remember the day my brother was born. It was a really special day. I thought this could work. I got some skin slippage from her. Tori, what about you? And he said, tell me how to do this. So I pointed, and it is actually 3 little questions. What were your feet doing? What did your eyes see? And what did you think? The students know the answers to those things because they were there. Think about when you got your skateboard. What were your feet doing? He said, I was walking into the garage. And what did you? I didn't have to finish the questions. He got the idea of the pattern instantly. And what did you? I saw my mom standing in the garage holding a skateboard, and I thought, hey, is that for me? Compare that to, you laughed, y'all had a proprioceptive reaction. I remember the day I got my skateboard. It was a really special day. I said, Tori, can I use that sentence? And he said, will that make me be an author? I said, yeah, I want to put it in a book. So you can go to school tomorrow and tell your teachers that you're an author now. And you'll get a copy of that book when it comes out. And he is. He's in Reviving the Essay. I might not have brought in any copies of it. But he's all over the place in that book. And he's had a better life as a student. I'd like to say it's because of that moment, but probably he had some teachers that loved him. Matilda couldn't do it. Why not, Matilda? She said, because when I walked across the wooden stage, I couldn't see anything, Mom. I said, why not? She said, because lights were in my eyes. I said, perfect, use it that way. And so her sentence was, when I walked across the wooden stage, I couldn't see anything because lights were in my eyes. And I thought, what was I so scared of? This is fun. Compare it to, I remember the day I sang in the talent show. It was a really... That's right. So now, your turn. Look at the sentence you wrote just a few minutes ago. And would you write a bada bing for that? What were your feet doing? What did you see? And what went through your mind?